gonna do a print of these buildings that I've been drawing a lot of all the time. It'll be an easy one-layer print. This is the drawing fluid method. It's where you take the drawing fluid, which is this blue liquid.
It's blue like that?
Yeah. And it's like a tacky, I don't know, it's a tacky kind of liquid, and you paint it onto the screen. And then you use the screen filler and fill it, and then you wash the drawing fluid out.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is draw it with a pencil?
Yeah, the first thing I usually do is I put some thumbtacks into the bottom of the screen to raise it up, because when you use the drawing fluid it goes through to the other side, and if it's flat on anything it'll start to bleed around the screen.
So you elevate it with the
I use like thumbtack, yeah, push pins or like books or anything on the side just to keep it up.
Right.
And then usually
That's a good tip. Because I didn't see that in the speedball video.
Yeah, no? Yeah, you should always elevate it just because it does. If once you use the screen filler, if it's flat, it'll just push it all out.
Okay.
So usually first I'll draw on the screen. You don't necessarily have to. You could draw the picture like this and put it underneath and paint it directly on like that, or you could just paint a picture right onto the screen if you want to.
Okay. So we're here in Charlie Magna's studio, and he's demonstrating how he does silkscreen prints. And here is one of his paintings that was first done as a silkscreen. And he's going to walk us through his process. This is in the historic Flatiron building in Chicago's Wicker Park.
Usually I'll pour a little bit into the cap just to have something like a little dipping well. And then you really just kind of paint it or like draw it on.
How do you separate? The point was to relate. It's a pretty similar, like to turn the ocean into this hateful, weird place. Irreparable damage all at once. You said all night told Ashley how mad it made me, and I thought it was crossing the line. You're uncomfortable because you haven't dealt with the dad caption yourself writing that song. I have always prided myself on being very open, but I got very, very tight.
Making sure that I'm holding up to the light to see if I can see any holes in the lines, and that way I'll know that I need to add it a little bit thicker. Because you want it to be thick on the screen so that when you put the screen filler on, nothing gets through it, so that all the lines are blocked off.
And is it in good shape, or you have to add some more?
Add a little bit here and there just to be safe. Sometimes people will even go the extra step and you can do it on the other side just to make sure. I'm not that picky, so I probably won't. But sometimes on some of my stuff I'll go over it. I'll take a whole day and I'll probably go over it 2 or 3 times to make sure that everything's good. Yeah, what I'm doing is just taping up just a little border around it so that the screen filler doesn't come out. It doesn't like push through and leak out, and same, it'll help too when you're doing the prints with the ink not coming through.
You do it on the reverse side.
Yeah, I do it on the back side, and then it's probably not totally necessary, but I like to do it on the other side too just to be safe.
I see. And we should say this is the day later, and now Charlie's in the Genesis Art Supply shipping department, where he's continuing his piece.
I like to prop it up at like a little bit of an angle, and I'll fill the squeegee with like an even amount of screen filler across it.
Harry, do you want a flyer now?
This is Speedball screen filler. Screen filling.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I like this. You put it on my.
Now hold it at a slight angle,
What is this band's name? Heavy Time.
and you pull it all the way up.
It's good.
No. My body is an aviary. It's a terrible man.
I know.
I want to slap that person like a bitch.
Yep.
Is this permit brushes?
Yes. It's gonna be Punk versus Hippies, man.
I'm reading a book right now about.
So you got it completely covered.
Yeah, you want to completely cover it,
Those people just.
and then I'll lay it flat to make sure that it doesn't drip around, and then you wait for it to dry.
The punk scene was still so commercial. Like about selling records and images.
You want to, usually I'll try to use my thumb, but this is a weird faucet because it's not like a straight down one. Such a small sink for it.
Oh yeah. You need like a garden hose.
Yeah, like the tip of a hose is really good to attach to this thing.
Are you getting any success?
Yeah. I mean, there's other ways to do it.
We're in the Wesley Willis bathroom, the Memorial Wesley Willis bathroom, where he used to break this seat almost every time he sat on it. Okay, it's looking good.
Yeah, since I can't.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Everything that you drew is going to come clear, and everything else is not. How do you get the screen filler off the screen when you're done using it?
There's a screen filler remover, or like a simple green, like a degreaser, and you'll spray it on, and then scrub the screen, and then spray it again and let it sit for a little bit, and then scrub it off, and then just keep repeating that until your screen is clean.
You think most people just use a new screen instead of bothering to clean out the screen drawing fluid?
No, I think I think people, it depends. If you plan on using the screen a whole bunch, then you can, then you don't have to really wash it out. But if you want to do a couple different projects, I use the same screens over and over again. I'll buy a couple here and there, but for the most part, I try to use the same screens. You can buy just the screen itself and keep the frame and do it that way too.
We're using the Speedball opaque, sort of fluorescent, no,
Yeah.
not a fluorescent, but sort of a shimmery
Orange.
opalescent or something.
Sherbert color.
Right.
You want to make sure that you push it down super hard and keep it in place while you go. Usually go about 2 times over. Blood through in there.
Okay, now we're going to do it on a black surface with this opaque ink.
Lucy, call on line 1. Lucy, line 1.
And Charlie's doing a multiple printing on the board, which is what screen printing is all about, being able to do multiple images. He's taking a few buildings and making a whole city. Okay, we're going to do a t-shirt next. And we got a brown t-shirt. We're going to put this... Do you have enough paint?
Yeah. I used a lot the first couple times.
Truck drivers.
Alright. An original t-shirt here. I want multiple image.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you
You
break
could
it?
overlap them too.
Yeah. I'm doing multiple image on my t-shirt here.
Ooh.
We could do different color inks too.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be cool. But then we'd have to go wash the screen and everything
You gotta
else,
do more
right?
work, man.
You can
Yeah.
make a second screen with the filled in colors too.
Alright, let's see what it looks like on the white now. It's the Detroit Tiger colors. Blue and orange. It's nice. Alright, thank you very much, Charlie, for this demonstration.
No problem.